In this video, I will be talking why the Phlog in tf2 is not overpowered. Yep.
Sorry to pop in unannounced.
So basically, at the beginning of time, or not time, but ever since its debut, people have said the Phlog is very OP even before all the buffs, before the 10% damage was removed, and when so basically I believe this weapon is not OP. You wanna know why? One reason. It cannot air blast. You wanna know why it can't air blast? Because then that would just be too OP. Rather, I think they should completely remove every other flamethrower and make the pyro exactly how he is right now. Why? Because making air blast is a cheap tactic that only good pyros can master. Now, you might be asking yourself, but then what's the point of having anything else but a Phlog? And it would just be OP because every pyro would just be taunting. And that's why I say, no, it's not OP because it can't air blast. Once again, you're not fully grasping the concept. If a soldier can easily take you out with a Phlog, then obviously, um, that's why the Phlog should be added and every other flamethrower should be removed except, Australiums, because why not? Anyway, get back to my concept. Think about it. The only self-defense you have is taunting, and even then people have learned how to combat this Phlog taunting. And that's why I say, if every soldier was attacked by one Phlog, wouldn't that make it a lot easier for soldiers than a regular flamethrower? Like, think about it. Yeah, just think about this. A soldier walks into a room. A flamethrower or a regular pyro, good pyro, comes in as well. The soldier shoots at him. Alright, and let's say a okay soldier. He's kinda new to the game, but he grasps it. This pyro can air blast things all day long and hit him with it and his medic if he has one. See, that's unfair for new soldiers because it's not fully, utilizing the potential. Same with demo men. Like, if I shoot pills at you and then put stickies down because you're going to attack, and you just air blast them right at me and I accidentally blow them up, do you know how unfair that's going to be? Like, every soldier main and every demo main would be out of luck because they actually have to fight. Like, come on, man. Why just use explosives and splash damage when you actually have to aim or outthink them? Not to mention, air blasting is OP, so I say the stock flamethrower is OP because, once again, if a spy's gonna trick stab you, instead of fighting him by burning him and letting him realize that he can't be air blasted or that he can not trick stab you and rather just burn, you could just air blast him up in the air and keep him in the corner. Now, isn't that boring? I think it's too confusing for new players to grasp the concept of air blast, and that's why I believe the Phlog is the best flamethrower ever. It's not a cheap tactic; it's actually one used by pros. Think about this: if a team was really good enough, they could all dodge the rockets by themselves without having to be air blast. Even the slowest of spies can do it, or heavies. If this concept was added in after Team Purchase 2 and it made the whole game unbalanced gearing towards pyros, then removing it would make sense, wouldn't it? Well, I hope you guys think this as well, because if not, there's one more thing to convince you. A shotgun. Think about this. A Phlog can only reach so far. With the air blast tactic, he can reach unlimited distances if the pyro is good at timing. Now, isn't that a bit unfair? He's able to take out the soldier across the room from him without having to get close or pull out and actually aim. He can use the same tactic they're using just by shooting down at the ground and splash damaging him and then simply running at him with his flamethrower. That's a bit unfair. So that's why I think they should buff the shotgun only for the pyro though. Because if the pyro air blasts a thing, then there's no need for a shotgun at all. But if there's no air blast, they would have to pull out the shotgun, dodge the rockets, and actually aim, rather than WM1ing. Now you might say, well, this is a tactic for WM1ing, and that's where I stop you. This is a tactic used for pyros that actually know what they're doing and just want to have a bit of fun. I mean, it gets boring after a while when you're using the same flamethrowers, and when you're in a troubled situation, all you can really do is air blast and burn them. It's actually really useful to have crits and an Uber right on the spot as you need it. I mean, why won't you use it more often? Once again, I just want to state the Phlog is a very good and useful weapon. I believe the flamethrower should completely be removed. If not that, then soldiers should just be removed, and spies altogether should just have the revolver. And engineers, they can easily be countered by a pyro, making the pyro OP with an air blast. Because if those rockets were shooting back at those sentries, they would not have any crits. Isn't that stupid? A rocket can be shot back at a soldier using his own weapon, completely disabling him if he doesn't have a shotgun, and say something more useful like a buff banner, and completely disables him, making him utterly useless, and gain many crits back on him. That seems a lot more unfair than the pyro gain crits for burning people. At least then you have to actually get kills and not have to focus on air blasting, saving your team. And honestly, in pubs, it makes a lot more sense to have a uh, a Phlog. One reason why is because the Phlog can easily, and I state this, easily be outmaneuvered. It's so easily outmaneuvered by huntsmen that it makes it fair. I mean, think about this: a huntsman can easily just shoot at him, and the pyro won't be able to air blast his arrows back at him, making a class able to take out pyro without having to get close. And the pyro with flare gun and or air blasting, he could easily take out that sniper. How unfair is that? That the only class that can probably take out a pyro is most likely a scout. Why, you might be asking? Well, a scout can easily throw my milk on himself. And I mean, if he throws my milk on pyro, he can easily take him out. But this opens new opportunities for make vulnerableness to the pyro. Say a soldier, a demo, a sniper, using a huntsman, so many other things. I mean, already the pyro is able to counteract sentry guns, all projectiles, including soldier, demo, sniper, and sometimes scout, and even the only classes that can really fight him is a medic that has low health, and a heavy, which can be easily outsmarted because he can barely, well, turn. All of these things make it very unfair for the pirates to still be in the game and still make sense. Like, honestly, if you're there and you're trying to burn them, wouldn't you just say, run at them? That would make the most sense. Not to mention flamethrowers, I've never heard a thing about air blasting, especially in the 1960s where tf2 is based on. All of these things accumulate to the pyro being OP when he has a regular flamethrower. Not to mention all the unfair tactics like air blasting, flying up, shooting them with the flare gun, and then hitting them with an extinguisher that actually takes a lot of skill. It's too confusing for new players that don't have aim. Why would they do this? Why would they add it and not add snowplow? Obviously, snowplow was a lot easier for new players to get than for uh, than air blasting, rocket jumping, and something as simple as placing your sentry guns in good spots. A lot of things in TF2 should be removed, but above all, I think it is the regular flamethrower and their air blasting altogether. This would open up a new idea for a Phlog, because right now, all I've been called was a WN1. And that is not fair, to say the least. I am not WN1ing at all. I am using a shotgun, making me a WM1 and mouse click one. Okay, man. And I might be like repeating myself and sound very stupid right now, but hear me out. Why haven't the pyro gotten any buffs? I mean, think about this. The Phlog can only do so much. It has to just put the 10% minus 10% damage penalty, and if you're gonna keep air blasting the game, then put it on the Phlog and then throw the Phlog and make it a lot cooler to look at. I mean, already it looks like a stupid oil drill or, say, a satellite that would be used by the pyro. And that's stupid. It's a good weapon, and I think all pros should use it. Why? Again, a good team can easily dodge those rockets rather than being air blasted back at them and having to think another way out. I mean, already in competitive, the Phlog has barely been used, and that's unfair to say other weapons, say the atomizer, the cow mangler, and many other things are also used in competitive. I mean, something as stupid as, say, the uh, the reserve shooter, which requires air blasting, is easily counteracted. Think about this. Air blasting, shooting them up in there and shooting them with that shotgun is not OP. So that opens up another OP path. Yet the Phlog is somehow considered more OP. It doesn't make sense. If you say use a reserve shooter and the Phlog, then that's not OP because the reserve shooter only works when you're in the air, and the Phlog only cannot air blast, making them vulnerable to a lot of our stuff. This all makes sense, as seeing as how unfair airblasting has gotten over the years, and how much skill other pirates have had to it. Same removing it would create a lot more pubbing experience, that is to say if you didn't remove pubs. I mean, already, in competitive and casual, I've yet to see a Phlog, and that's unfair to say that this weapon is not being used in competitive, but a Phlog because something like air blasting is removed from it, and that's why no one uses it. Saying removing air blasting altogether would open a lot more opportunity for this gun, and the tf2 community should band together. A lot of people hate this weapon, but I don't see why. It's super easy to get used to, and it's used for a lot of useful situations. Stuck in a sticky situation? Tons. Need to kill the entire team? Tons. Spawn camping? Tons. Being a jerk? Tons. Why not? Okay, if you haven't figured out by now, I was just joking about this entire Phlog thing. I honestly think the Phlog is still OP due to, I mean, now it doesn't fully heal you, but still, it's very OP. They should really put the 10% damage penalty on. At least then it was sort of balanced. And, I mean, air blasting, I do not want on it. I mean, yeah, you guys could easily call me out for this, but I think it's hilarious how many things can actually counter the Phlog and how many WM1 pyros can be using this. Good pyros never use this, and by all means, I don't want you guys going around telling your friends that I said the Phlog should be buffed. By all means, I say it should either one, be removed, or two, be completely and utterly recreated. The Phlog in general is a good idea. No air blasting while also getting critical hits after earning enough killing is pretty good, just like the soldier buff banner. But by all means, it is too OP due to the fact that one, there's no damage penalty, and two, how many pyros can actually get their hands on this in WM1? That is not what the game is meant for. And as you can see, I'm being a jerk, and I was called out a lot for it. And I honestly felt really bad about recording this video on how bad and cancerous the scene. Now, this is a very controversial topic, and I see those who want to completely stand by their terms and say, yes, the Pyro should be reworked. And that's why I went Team Pyro. This was basically an explanation to why I chose Team Pyro more than anything else. Yes, Heavy really needs an update, and yes, he really needs more things, because all I see is one, Tommy slabs, regular miniguns, sandwich heavies, and whole is a lot of similarities. Okay, so basically this was to say the heavy shouldn't be reworked and the pyro shouldn't get an update is stupid. The pyro does need revamps, but also above all new weapons because all I see pyros using is WM1 Phlog or 2 using a regular flamethrower that just either is Australian or something else. He really needs new weapons, and above all, neither either one needs to be completely removed from the game. Gabe, Newell, fix this, please. Or two, say easily counteracted by another class. Instead of completely reworking the pyro and making everyone change their pyro game, why not rework the other classes to completely counteract the pyro? Say putting the Calmangler as to not being able to be air blasted. And yes, I know there's shotguns and stuff, but those things are only effective at close range. And the only thing that can take them out is a sniper at long range. But even then, half the snipers we have are quickscopers or lucksmen, and they require to get close. And that's why I say we need to buff all the other. We need to. And that's why in this update, we should not make this rather a Pyro themed update, but rather a rework of every other class and make Pyro debuffed to make every gameplay and experience a lot more enjoyable for heavies and for Pyros. I mean, think about it. I don't feel that cool walking into a street, burning everyone as a Pyro, and still getting either assists or kills just using something as simple as a Phlog. I would rather earn those kills by say one by one picking them off, or two not having a flamethrower as a primary. Now this might sound stupid, but I was thinking more like I don't know, a long ranged weapon like a bullet spread, uh, small damage doing, but still can set you on fire 50% of the time or 25% of the time by shooting them. But this weapon isn't that far effective away, and the fire would only last so long, like, I don't know, 1 second. This way it would open up a whole new Pyro game and make it a lot more enjoyable for more people than stupid Pyros and more people. I don't know. After this, I would say by all means, please rework the Heavy, and he definitely needs an update because he's been very neglected than the other classes, say soldier and spy and all of them. Is going up at the end. So thanks for watching. I
No.
hope you like my prank on how Phlog is the best thing ever.
Wait,
Did
you were
just get
recording?
kicked?
You were recording?
No, not.
Wait, you were
not,
recording?
Not currently. Now I am. But
Like, I played this Fanny once and
No, I
absolutely
wasn't
wrecked me,
kicked.
but
I just.
I slowed this gamer.
Hello there.
And there's nothing you can do.
What the hell?
Anyway.
Oh, I think I know what just happened. I air blasted it.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, and I mean,
Do a thing.
that's about it.
Oh, well, I have
Do a
like
jig.
930
Hold
hours
on, I'm doing it.
I have 900 hours, kiddo. Who do you think you're talking to,
Ow.
kiddo? You're talking to a
It hurt,
professional
asshole.